Alrighty, welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Today it is December 9th. It is 12:30 p.m. We are here live from HQ3, and we are joined by a guest today, Nick Murphy.
Thank you so much.
Studio audience, let's fucking make some noise.
Yes.
We should get a studio audience. That would be awesome.
Yeah, well, that'd be fucking incredible.
Be a lot of pressure, though. I don't know if I would like that.
No.
But no, they have the applause signs. It's
True, yeah, they
no
do. They do have
pressure.
the big...
We'd be overdoing it though, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Running that button. We just run out of shit and just press it. They just go. I do it during serious shit. We get into like Israel-Palestine talks and just hit they just start clapping.
They fucking love this.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hell
It's an
yeah.
honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for coming on. We got so Nick, I guess if you ever seen me perform in Atlanta, you've seen Nick perform as well.
Yeah.
Or if you probably just if you ever gone to a comedy show in Atlanta, I feel like you're always all over the place.
Yeah,
there.
bounce around.
I feel like you're like the dude in Atlanta now.
I don't know if we need to do all that. Yeah. Let's get that studio audience going. Huh? Let's get this.
Sass is doing tricks on it over here.
Or maybe you could
Glazing
like
is out of
enter
control.
and like you have like a woo as soon as you come in the room, like
Yeah,
on some, that kind of sitcom vibe.
but like all Atlanta voices.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of black dudes.
Yes. Got a bunch of those.
Are you a big fan of Outkast
Of course.
and Ludacris?
This is the widest way you can ask me this right now.
Chris Bridges, I think is
You're
his
just
real
missing
name.
the sweater around your neck. Asking me about-
Oh, I can pop this up.
yeah.
Keep the winds of poverty off my neck.
I got some T.I. stories if you guys want some of those.
Oh,
T.I.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, I've met him.
I fucking love T.I.
Really?
I do.
Have you seen his stand-up?
I'm aware that he does it. Wasn't
Yeah.
it really? Was it really raunchy, or what was his tone when he was doing stand up?
He was, I mean, he's like just a cool guy up there, but it wasn't that good because he's not a stand-up comedian. But he never referred to himself as a comedian. He would tell the crowd, I'm a superstar. And I think that's why he never felt like he was ever bombing. 'Cause he's like, well, I'm not a comic, you idiot.
This is
I'm
performance
a
art.
superstar. Yeah.
Was it you that was telling me that or I forget if it was you or if it was my buddy Gardini was saying
Sean?
that someone was
I like
Sean,
him. I've
yeah.
met him in Austin.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
dude.
Someone was saying that he did a show at Helium, I think, and he did like he would do jokes and then he would bomb and then he'd just start rapping.
I mean, that's a hell of a show.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he would just pivot halfway through the show and
Then
be
you
like,
get a
"Alright, fuck
T.I. rap
this."
show for the price of a T.I. comedy show.
Yes, exactly.
That's
But I
actually a
bet a
buck.
T.I. comedy show is costing a little more than we'd think.
But I mean, what would you do if you were him? You have
Yeah.
one skill.
Yeah.
And you're not doing,
It is always good to pivot completely halfway through.
yeah.
But he had no way to cut his teeth. Like he couldn't
Well, that's the
grind it
problem.
out.
Yeah.
I know. That's the problem with starting stand-up when you're famous, Which is why I liked working with you, by the way. Because
You're not famous at all.
No. Well, listen, you guys got your own shit here. But like when I was going to open for you, I was like, oh, Barstool guy, is he going to be whatever? He's got a following. you
Yeah.
know? But you were like the opposite of what I was expecting. And
Yeah.
You gave a shit about stand-up. So
Yeah.
I appreciated that.
Yeah, we did the Earl
Yes.
first. Do you still do that room at all?
I do. Yeah, it's a great venue. I just
fun.
did it with Casey Rocket.
Oh
Casey?
yeah.
Casey's great, man.
Yeah, I'm sure he packed that out.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, that's a fun room. We got fucking I remember that was back when I haven't been drinking but that was back when we were putting them back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember like because they just had that big ass fridge of PBRs.
Uh-huh.
I must have drank 20
take
PBRs
care
before
of you
going on
down in
stage.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have rowdy ass fans though, which I do like. I appreciate
do.
a rowdy show.
Yeah, I do. That was the weekend where that girl went down.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
she was so hammered. She
Yeah.
tried to get up, but she was being a bitch the whole night. I
Yeah.
was already, hitting her with some stuff.
Yeah.
And then she fell on her face trying to get out of her seat.
Yeah.
And then I started counting her like a boxing referee. it was great.
But when she fell, like a massive bottle of like Grey Goose slid out of her purse.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
No.
And then I remember the club was saying that I think I've told this story before on the podcast, but I remember the club was saying that they had to call 911 because she was like projectile vomiting
That's
outside.
right. I think wasn't there an ambulance? or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
after
And
the
then
show?
they were like, no, we don't need an ambulance. And they were like, we're just trying to get an Uber. And they were like, where are you going? And they were like, Florida. They were trying to get an Uber from Atlanta to Florida.
That's how far they came to see you?
I don't think they knew what was going on.
Yeah, I think they were just that fucked up.
Yeah, they were probably staying in. They probably live in Atlanta, and they were probably just like, "No, we want to go to Florida right now." Yeah,
They were that embarrassed by the throw
we're trying
up.
to get down to Miami ASAP.
I forgot about the Grey Goose part of that story. I remember the rest of it, but I didn't know she was just
Oh yeah,
like
massive
Sonic's
bottle.
rings falling out of her.
Yeah,
Just Grey Goose
exactly.
bottle spawning.
Yeah,
Good for her. What a queen. I went to a club in Atlanta that smelled like sneezes. That's all I fucking remember about it.
Whoa.
It just, you know that smell?
I thought you were gonna say, do you know that club?
You know that club. They're famous for it. Magic City.
Oh yeah.
No, but
Do you remember the name of it that you went to?
no, it was like
No.
it was in Buckhead Saloon, maybe.
Ah, yes. It burned down.
Did it?
I mean, I think they fixed it. I'd have to Google that. Do we have a Jamie like on Rogan? Is that you? Okay. Sorry.
We're not
I was
that
gonna
high
write a letter
production.
to someone.
Yeah. But
It burned down.
at least part of it did. Yeah.
I
It was
could
like-
see
it was
that
like
being
in the news.
an
And it
insurance.
was closed for a long time. Could have been. Yeah, I don't know. I never like followed up on that, but
Definitely could have been an insurance thing.
But it smelled like sneezes. We were doing a radio show from there, and it smelled like sneezes every day.
Yeah,
Like the first day, I was like, "All right, like this could be an anomaly." But for it to continuously smell like sneezes is fucking insane.
I don't know what a sneeze smells like.
I'm having a hard time
I think
picturing it
we're
as
all,
well.
yeah.
Really?
We need an explanation on that one.
Really?
Like, does it
None
smell-
of your guys sneezes ever smell bad?
No, like
It's explaining the color of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you saying like it smelled like when you sneeze and you like that
Yeah.
like that smell that you get in the back
Are
of
you
your
immediately
nose?
inhaling once you sneeze? That's how you
Yeah.
smell it?
I try to capture it. Like
try
I
You
try to
Dutch
catch
oven
it.
your own sneezes?
I try to get
Yeah.
underneath it and fucking waft
French
it on.
inhale your expectorate?
Yeah, exactly. No, huh?
It burnt down.
It burnt down.
1 for 1 on the fact checks.
Fucking genius.
That's huge.
Dude, I
Applause.
used to
Let's
go to I used to go to a bar in New York that I forget what it was called. It was like kettle
Kettle of
something?
fish.
Kettle of Fish. I used to go there all the time. And then one day I remember I went to go and it burnt down completely. And then they stayed open and it was like the summer. So they just had like 4 lawn chairs outside and a cooler. And it was like, that was now the bar.
Yeah.
Just
That's
No,
great.
You're in the right place.
yeah. Just sit outside and
Yeah.
just like, it's literally, you're just paying extra money to just pretty much tailgate
Yeah.
like outside of your apartment.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they
Yeah.
banging you for beers? Was it expensive?
I didn't go. I wasn't. I was
there-
like,
It might be because they're trying to get their place back.
yeah, probably.
It's $1,000
$45 What is this?
It was a great bar though.
Yeah. Was there a cover to stand
To
outside?
stand outside, probably. Yeah, they were probably trying to make their money back any way they could.
You're too drunk to stand outside.
Yeah.
Cover in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
parking
yeah,
lot.
you're getting kicked out. Getting kicked out of the fucking lawn chairs.
Yeah.
There is a bar that has lawn chairs out front, but that's on purpose. They have it every time. What is that called? It's not far from here. It's like garage bar or something, or tailgate bar or something. Kind of fun in
don't
the
know.
summer.
I don't know.
It's not a bad vibe.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
It's too white trash for you, Francis. It's
No,
far
it's
too
not
white
that.
trash.
I mean, I don't, I like lumbar support. Booths I find to be intimate, cozy. I'm actually thinking about building a breakfast nook banquette
like a
in my
corner
home.
thing or a head
Yeah.
face to face.
corner and having, 2 sort of benches with high backs and leather and then a table that you have to scooch into. You got to scooch in to get behind it
How often do you think you'd use it? Your banquette?
all the time because
Yeah,
I
that's
would
the
get
thing. I think you just only do that then.
I would get rid of my dining room table
Yeah.
and I would use only that as my table.
It's efficient because you're not jamming your table up against the wall, probably.
I like working in a banquette. It locks you in. It keeps you focused.
In
I
a-
don't
in a-
think folks would hear from you ever again. You just be in your house all the time.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to hear
No,
from
you
me.
get shit done, man.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Just get off the grid and get in your banquette.
I'd like a nice booth in my apartment. That'd be awesome.
Booth. A booth is good, right?
Yeah.
A booth seat
Yeah.
just by yourself.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
one individual, not even like another side. to it,
Facing
just
out or
one.
facing in?
Harry would
Oh, I
face
don't
in.
know.
Harry would face in with no view of the world.
If I could like get my
Just up against the
PlayStation, yeah, against the wall, get my like monitor up, play video games in the booth of like a deli. That'd be awesome.
That's kind of what Kai Cenat does. He kind of is just like facing the wall, isn't he? Or like a streamer. Your average streamer is just like up against the wall with a big ass room behind them.
I'm not a fan of streamers at all.
Really?
No, you're not a big Kai guy.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it at all.
Like people that watch it.
I think I don't know if I talked about
You
this,
just watch
but
them sit in the
dude.
room. That's it.
do
And
you
then
know
Kevin
Kai
Hart
Cenat?
does this?
Yeah.
I heard he did a spot once at the Laughing Skull, one of my home clubs in Atlanta, and he went up his tiny penis. that is the story I was told.
That's pretty funny.
And he like packed the whole place because he just brought all his friends.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it went great.
Yeah, I'm sure he killed.
Was he billed as Tiny Penis? Like, did you know you were coming out to see
it's
Tiny
the open
Penis?
mic night. Like he didn't. It wasn't like he was headlining or anything. He just did like a 5-minute thing.
He's
That's sick.
I watched, there was like, I was home for Thanksgiving and it was like that one where it was like Kevin Hart and Drewski were on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to pop into this live and see what's going on.
Yeah.
And it was like, dude, it was just the most like all over the place. Just like, I was getting like physically I watched for like 30 seconds and I was getting like overwhelmed by how much was happening.
Yeah.
There's like people like dancing in the background,
Sure.
like Kevin Hart's like falling out of his chair.
They're trying to keep the thing rolling, I guess.
Yeah,
But you gotta go
exactly.
24 hours. They're doing sleepovers.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart sleeping over with 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
He's like 50.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man.
I don't get it at all.
In some ways, it's like you'd think that it's the next modern thing, but it's almost reverted to like an old-fashioned thing where it's just a guy in front of a camera trying to do a million things to entertain you, like vaudevillian.
But they don't. Like some of them, like the Aiden Ross kid.
Oh yeah, he doesn't do anything.
He's just twiddling his thumbs. And in the chat, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
And it's just like there's people typing. Why are you watching it?
It
I
doesn't
don't
make
get
any
it.
sense.
I mean, I'm gonna sound like an old ass. So
No, I think
maybe that's the next thing.
We've
but-
all had the same thoughts about that on this podcast specifically.
Yeah, who's watching this dumbass podcast?
I don't get. They just sit there.
No,
They're
no.
not. They don't
this
do
is way better.
anything.
No, but
this
it really is.
No, but this is funny. Like Aiden Ross is just like talking about how he's gonna buy Trump another Cybertruck or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It doesn't make sense because it's also like at least this, it's like it's 1 hour.
Yeah.
So it's like 1 hour of conversation, and then that it's like 72 hours and like hoping
Man.
for like a good 30 seconds
Yeah.
every hour.
Right.
Where like all of a sudden Aiden Ross is like chat, like if your girlfriend is not cooking you a 5-star meal every single night,
Yeah.
she's a whore, kick her to the streets.
He's starting to get that Andrew Tate shit.
Yeah, that's what they all
starting to
do.
get rubbed off on.
Yeah.
I did watch the highlights from the Drewski Kevin Hart Guy Cenat stream, and they were very funny.
That's hilarious.
That's the thing, but like the highlights are like,
There's like a top 10 plays.
yeah, that's
They're
like a
so
fucking
funny.
ESPN, yeah,
When Kevin Hart calls out Bryce James for lying,
yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah,
What lying about what?
because you know, how, like everyone says, like LeBron lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like pretty much the same.
LeBron's
Oh, okay.
son, not Bronny, the other
Right,
one,
right,
was
Bryce,
there
yeah.
for bits.
Okay.
And he said that he cooks.
Okay.
And they were like, "What do you cook?"
Yeah.
And his answer was like, I'll do a steak," and he gave it in a way that had clearly showed he had no
He's
idea.
like pasta.
Yeah.
That's like the lady that told Cat Williams she makes a good broccoli.
Yeah.
Just pounced on her. Yeah.
She just died, I think.
She sure did.
That's sad.
Yeah.
The one who
Yes, sir.
mocked him on the radio show.
Yeah, she just
Yep.
passed away recently.
Big mistake.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
that,
did,
like,
I did the
relaunched.
open mic at the club Cat was at the weekend after a dude showed up with a gun to try to, I think it was her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can
Tried
fact
to
check
kill
that too
Kat?
if we need to. I think it was more of like a threat. I don't think he was
Oh.
going to.
I'd never heard of that. That's crazy.
Yeah. And so then when I showed up for the open mic the following Wednesday, there was a big sign, no firearms allowed. As if like that wasn't clear before this guy showed up ready to pop Cat. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the photo of the dude on stage with the gun just pointed straight at someone in the front row?
No, but that sounds awesome.
It's hilarious. And then it's like a screenshot of
It's like
an
Carrot
Instagram
Top
post.
with a new
Yeah.
prop.
And the
Yeah.
caption's like, "I'm not allowed to perform at the fucking whatever it is anymore."
Yeah. Killed too hard.
Yeah. It's a great way to get, like, if you have like a bad heckler, you just pull out the strap on them.
Pull the strap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep heckling, see what happens. I'll kill you. In front
I
of
got
all
the
these
heckler for
people.
real.
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
different type of heckler.
Both of our last shows. I didn't mean to cut you off though, Francis. So he called him out for saying he cooked steak, right?
No, that was it. Yeah, and then Kevin Hart just pounced on him and said, "See, I know when people are lying, and you just lied."
Yeah.
And then
He's like, "What kind of steak?"
must have just been going nuts.
Spamming W.
He said, "What kind of steak?" And he was like, "Wagyu." Like, I cook Wagyu.
Yeah.
It's just like such a specific lie.
And they were like, "How do you prepare it?" And he didn't really have an answer or something.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, there's no way that anyone in that household cooks ever.
Sure.
They
They have
definitely
chef.
have like a rotating staff of cooks,
Yeah.
of chefs that just come in and. I mean, there's LeBron's like 40 and he has abs. Like they're definitely, they have like a formula for him.
That's a fun thing to make fun of each other for. That's very like rich guy problems. Got to make his own fucking food over here, man.
Fuck, did you cook it?
Yeah, kick him off the stream, man. It's embarrassing.
But it is like, so like, I watched the highlights of those too because I think Drewski is hilarious. So it's like, but then the highlights, they're like, it'll be like a 30-minute highlight video and then the stream, but the stream is like 19 hours long. So it's like you're
What a
watching,
great ratio of highlights.
You're watching the stream the entire time for that one moment of Bronny. I mean, how many people do you think that are watching those streams or just watching them to try and clip it out and then post it on Twitter and like make money off of it?
Sure.
It's got to be like 70.
There's so many
people.
secondary, tertiary, like, clip guys that are making all that shit with whatever it is, you know?
I saw an Instagram reel of a dude who was like breaking down the day in the life of someone who like does like engagement farming for a living. And it was like him, and he was like, so things that I'll do. And he'll be like, I'll go and I'll check out Aiden Ross's stream.
Yeah.
I'll watch that for 30 minutes. I'll clip it out. And then he's like, and then I will find a Fortnite clip. And he like does the thing where he like puts the Fortnite clip on top of it.
Yeah.
And all the comments were like, dude, you're just making brain rot. Like you're just like killing people.
He's like a heroin dealer.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's bad, but it's not as bad as the people who create cum shot compilations.
Yeah. Is that like something that people do?
Dude, the amount of compilations there are in porn of, that you can tell it was made by somebody that probably had like a media degree in college and, spent their time in the like graphics room cutting stuff up. And then they clearly were like, well, how can I apply this? What are my two great loves? Okay, editing and pornography.
Keep it simple.
And like It's So Big compilations or like First Insertion compilations. Just
see now they got to think of the new compilations.
Yeah. And you can tell I've watched a lot of these.
They seem fresh in your mind.
Oh yeah,
like, this sounds like this morning.
Yeah. There's just so many, and some of them are super long, and
19 hours.
I always think there's just a huge amount of people who love porn who also know their way around Adobe Premiere.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be a good way to learn to edit. Like if you were at like college and they just like gave you a ton of porn and were like, make a fucking sweet ass compilation out of this.
Right.
I think people would
get
be
the whole
engaged.
class off in 10 minutes with this.
Make everybody nut. I feel like that would be an engaging way to edit instead of like
guys like I'm only need 7. I got it.
First one to be done.
Yeah.
Instead of like some student news reporter, like no one wants to see that.
It's got to be like a pretty demoralizing job though. Like when you said cum shot compilation, I thought you meant like the dudes that are like they build the compilations of like best of moments, like try not to cum. You ever see those? Try to last.
Oh yeah.
And the caption will be like, "There's no fucking shot you're gonna last."
And they give you like a drum beat, and it's like it increases as it's going on.
There's no way in hell you're gonna last 10 minutes with this compilation.
Yeah.
Pop.
And
Like,
then by the end,
God damn.
by the end, it's like berserk mode. And it's like, yo, who hasn't come yet?
It's Sandstorm.
Who is like,
I've come a long way since last year. I'm so good at these now.
That's got to be a defeating moment though, is when you
actually get there and be like, I
make it
showed
all the way.
them.
Yeah, and you're like, fuck, dude, those 10 minutes of my life.
Now you got to call a doctor. That's like 4 hours or longer.
Yeah.
Took 9 Viagra to get through this.
Now I gotta find another compilation. There's like a part 2. If you didn't make it through this one, there's no way in hell you're getting through this one.
It's level 2.
Yeah.
It's like Hot Ones.
Yeah. But no one's ever lasted this entire thing.
The bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
think,
there should be a red zone for streamers.
I thought you were gonna say for porn.
Well, we did that sketch a while ago.
Oh, red
but
zone for porn.
Yeah, there should be a red zone for like streamers. Like, okay, something interesting is happening 6 hours into Aiden Ross's stream.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna tune in for this, and then it's like, oh shit, Kevin Hart just fell out of his chair. We're gonna put you.
We're gonna
guys
go
in the-
quad
We're
box
gonna go
real
quad
quick.
box here.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Drewski's taking up 2 of the boxes. We got Kevin Hart in the other one.
Did you guys watch some? Speaking of ball, did you guys watch any ball this weekend?
We did. I did. Yes.
Tons of it.
I
Yeah,
watched,
I
all
watched
of
a
it.
lot of
Yeah.
ball.
I was
You're a
on
ball head?
Okay, so what was not the Texas one, but I'm already blanking. The Tech, Georgia Tech.
Georgia.
So that was huge in Atlanta, obviously.
Yeah.
Even though the game was in Athens, but Tech, I mean, they had it.
They had it.
I was on stage during overtime number 5.
Yeah.
There were still 3 more overtimes to go.
Yeah.
3 different tables, all streaming it on their phones.
Yeah.
So I had to like fuck with that. There were no jokes to be told
No,
at this point.
No, I had that happen to me, and I was in Baltimore, and there was some college game going on,
Mhm.
and I was like, I was doing this. I was doing all my jokes, like I was just doing material,
Yeah.
but I was noticing that like all the dudes in the room were like looking down.
Yeah, you're already done.
And then but they were still like, it was weird because they were still a good audience.
They're all watching cum shot compilations.
Yeah. They're all looking down, and then when I would make a joke, they'd all raise their heads up and laugh.
Hilarious.
And I was like, all right. I mean,
At least they gave you something.
yeah, at least they're paying attention to at least they're listening to what I'm saying. I
Men
guess.
can multitask.
Yeah, I could get with like just a show where no one's looking at me, but they're still all laughing.
It's
at
kind
the
of better
jokes.
for you.
Yeah, way less. I could have just like sat down and just told the jokes.
You're also on your phone.
Yeah, it was pretty ideal.
Just telling jokes.
Yeah, I watched a lot of. Are you a college football guy?
Sure, yeah.
Do you like NFL?
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons can't get out of the goddamn mud, you know?
Yeah.
We had a great start.
You did.
And now Kirk Cousins, I think, has thrown 8 interceptions.
He's
in a
thrown
row
8
with
interceptions and
over
0
4 games.
touchdowns.
It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
180 million.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty brutal.
That's all guaranteed too, right?
I don't know the extent that I'm not a big contract guy. I just see the bottom line, but that sounds worse. If
It's gotta
guaranteed.
be, right? I mean,
think
he's
it
old.
is.
He could throw 20 interceptions.
Yeah.
And it's still, he's bringing it all.
Yeah,
out.
look, I don't want to be that guy, but
You can be that guy.
seeing how bad Kirk Cousins is playing and how awful Aaron Rodgers is, it kind of makes like Tom Brady even like better.
More goaded.
Like it just makes you realize like how good Tom Brady was, because he was playing. He's older than those guys are. He was older than those guys are now when he was still winning Super Bowls.
Yeah. It was. I mean, he had a great run.
Yeah, best of all time.
That's such a crazy New England thing to do to pivot it all back to Tom Brady.
Well,
That's
no, I mean, I was thinking
preposterous.
about it. I was watching Kirk Cousins.
We're
throw
so
it.
far removed from Tom Brady being good. The Patriots suck now.
No, but
You're
I
still
was
trying
like-
to frame
You
the
see Lamar
conversation.
Jackson get stopped for like a 2-yard run. You're like, Tom's the GOAT.
Yeah, Tom would have had that.
Tom's the GOAT.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy to reframe it.
I
like
do
that.
think, though, unfortunately for you, that Tom Brady's great Super Bowl was the one he won with the Tampa Bay
That was such a
Buccaneers.
fun one, man.
That's the one that to me solidifies his legacy more than any other.
Because he got away from Belichick.
Yeah, no,
too,
I
right?
agree.
and it's probably the one that is the most important in his legacy.
No, I don't think that's true. I mean, the 28-3 Falcons one is obviously his.
No, but
biggest-
and
we
then
could talk about something else or whatever. No.
in the Tampa Bay
we're
one,
over
it was to show his wife, dude. It was because he was
Yeah.
getting divorced from his wife, and he was
Yes.
like, "I'll fucking show." It wasn't. It was about more than ball.
no, I
That is
agree
true,
that
yeah. That was a huge side pot going on.
Yeah.
he flexed on his old bro.
I agree. The Tampa Bay one was definitely the one that like solidified like he is the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Like he could go to another team, play with new receivers, new coach, new weather. Right? I mean,
Better
he's-
weather.
Yeah, better weather.
How is
Yeah.
he doing it in better weather?
Yeah, and still win.
And a
Super
better
Bowl.
defense.
Yeah.
Didn't they have an awesome defense,
They
that
had a
Bucks
good
team?
defense, yeah,
Yeah.
and they also had great
I mean,
receivers,
the Pats had a lot of legendary defenses too, so I don't know
Oh,
if they're
yeah.
necessarily better, but
of course.
yeah.
I think there's a
Lawyer
good chance.
Malloy,
Ooh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Harry
Teddy
Potter
Bruschi.
character.
Teddy
Yeah.
Bruschi.
That guy's an analyst now.
Yeah,
That's how long Tommy played.
I know.
Yeah.
All of them. They're all coaches and analysts. All of his former teammates.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Fucking
Yeah,
nuts.
Wes
Most pro
Welker,
athletes
coach,
go
oh,
into
man.
that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the goal. I think the goal is to go into shit like that after. There's the guys that just they don't make it in the NFL and then they don't get a job in media after, and now they're just I don't
Living
even know
under
what
a
those guys
bridge.
do. Yeah.
Delonte West under a bridge. Trying to text Mark Cuban. Can somebody get in touch with this guy, please? I'm smoking crack right now.
So many people have tried to help Delonte West too.
Shout out to Delonte. No, I think he rebounded. I think he.
Well, I think he's
No,
back,
I
isn't
don't
he?
think he's
I think
doing
he's
well
back.
again.
Never mind.
He had a
That's
good
tough.
rebound though. That's the nature of life.
Yeah.
He'll be-
Yeah, I thought he had a rebound and then it was like immediately. He was
Oh,
back.
maybe he just went right
I
back.
think he went.
I think
he
it's
got
been
some,
a couple.
Well,
got
that's
some
sad.
money in the
That is
pocket
sad.
and then was.
Yeah, I think people are just trying to help. I think everybody's trying to help. LeBron's trying to help
Yeah.
him. Mark Cuban. People are just throwing
It's a hell of a drug.
money. I know it must be fucking incredible.
Imagine like not accepting LeBron's call because you want to do drugs. That's tough.
Dude, it's
That's
probably. I mean,
insane.
when you're doing crack or whatever, what was he doing? Crack?
I don't know.
Whatever the drug.
Yeah, I think it is crack.
I think it was crack. You're probably like crack. Like you got the crack pipe in one hand and you got LeBron and calling in the
That's
other.
what I'm saying.
Dude, I'm taking like if you're a crackhead, you're taking that phone, you're throwing it in the water. You know, obviously, I'm going with the crack here.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have a phone. He sold it at that point.
Yeah.
I think about crack, and I think about in the Odyssey with Odysseus,
Sure.
the scene where he really
I
wants to
don't.
experience the siren song. There are the sirens.
The Island of Sirens.
Yeah, and the song is so beautiful that any man who hears it throws himself overboard and gets dashed upon the rocks and dies. And the way that Odysseus decides to do this is he has all the rest of his men on the boat plug their ears with like broccoli or fucking parsley or weeds or something so that they can't hear it. And then they lash him to the mast. And he says that under no circumstances, no matter what I say, no matter how much I beg and plead, can you untie me? And they go past the sirens. His men can't hear it. He hears it. It's the most beautiful thing he's ever heard. He's desperately writhing to try to get away from the mast, telling his men, please, please, please untie me. And they won't. And so he's the only man who has heard the siren song and lived to tell the tale. I want to smoke crack in a way where I don't fall victim to the addiction or all the typical pitfalls.
You want to get lashed to the mast.
The brown teeth, the Delonte Westism of it all. And I wonder if there is some way, some analogous way to experience crack and heroin and some of these, life-ruining drugs where I have some solution like what Odysseus did.
You just want to taste.
Does that make sense?
It
Yeah,
does,
it does.
but there's no way because it's about your impulse to get access to it. So like it is everywhere. So like if you just try it one time, I mean, I'm not guaranteeing that you'll get. I know people have tried heroin once and not become addicted to it,
Right.
but I think that you'll pursue it into the world if it really is that siren song that you're talking about.
You want us
Right.
to tie you up like the legend?
That's what I mean. We
We
might
tie
need to
you
fucking
up.
put him on the mast.
I mean,
Yeah.
that would be great for the podcast if we just like hoisted you right here.
Talk
tied you
about
up.
a stream, dude.
Yeah,
A live
stream.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's getting numbers
Yeah.
right there.
I
We
can't.
You're smoking crack. Kevin Hart's in the background, just bullshitting around.
Falling, dreaming.
I can't think
Say
of.
you inhaled. He's like, he's lying. He's lying.
So how'd you prepare the crack?
Yeah.
I can't think of the way. I can't think of the way that what the equivalent of that is, because the pitfall of it is you said, pursuing it because you're addicted, and if that is the equivalent of dashing oneself on the rocks and dying after hearing the song, I don't know what the equivalent of tying me to the mast is.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way you could do it.
But the only thing I think of is I therefore come back to, okay, there's one day left to live on Earth. An asteroid's coming. I'm gonna do heroin.
Yeah.
Well, they give it to old
Yeah.
people. They give them heroin equivalent pharmaceuticals when they're old.
There's I used to work in pharmacy. Fentanyl is like regularly prescribed for people with cancer and old folks and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it's a normal and accessible thing for the people that need it.
Right.
You worked in pharmaceuticals?
Yes. Used to.
Sales?
No, I was like in the pharmacy. I was a technician.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn. I know you had some crazy people.
A lot.
Can you tell me a little bit about that job? I'm so confused
Yeah.
by it. You order a
Yeah.
prescription
Right.
and they say it's almost ready.
Here we
Are
go.
you filling the pill capsules or are you
No,
just
no.
dumping the pills? Do you have some big vat?
So
Some drugs are hard to find.
no. So the problem is it's your prescription plus like 500 more that already got dropped off. So that's why it's not like immediate. But no, it's not the the manufacturer makes all the drugs. We just have them on the shelf and then dump them into the thing that we give to you with your name on it.
So you just you have the pill bottle and you put that in the brown bag, and that is that by and large the
Well, that's the last step. The first step, you got to run somebody's insurance. They might not cover stuff. Then you got to call them, get a prior authorization. Then they're bullshitting with you on the phone. You guys are yelling at us because we're the face.
That someone has to be there yelling at you.
Yeah. The insurance is just a voice on the phone, so nobody really fucks with them. But it's us, even though it's not.
People have
it's such a
started to
mess,
fuck with
dude.
insurance. I don't know if you're familiar,
Oh well,
but I would
that's
keep
the
that
thing.
whole
Now we're turning the
pharmaceutical
tables.
thing quiet around these parts.
Yeah.
It was a pharmacist that did it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Fuck these insurance. No, that'd be insane.
No, that's hilarious that you bring that up. Yeah. No, if that had happened back when I was working there, that'd be crazy. But no, I've been out of the game for like 4 or 5 years now. But,
You have to get a special degree in order to work as
not
a
to be the
pharmacist.
technician. I
Oh.
was just like the assistant. You just need a high school diploma for that.
Oh.
Yeah. They
Was
would
it
hire
ever-
people off the street. Some of them were bad. Yeah.
Was it ever one for you, one for me type of situation?
No.
I'm pretty sure. I'm sure they
can't.
keep pretty good count of.
Well, exactly. Like, especially the controlled shit. I mean, it's like if they're missing one, it's like a big deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Was there ever a situation where you guys were like, "There's one oxy missing"?
I don't know
Greg?
if it was like.
And Greg
No.
sleeping in the corner.
No, we just
Standing
had
over
like
a
shitty
kiosk.
employees. Like a guy would be streaming soccer on his phone
Yeah.
while someone's waiting at the register.
Yeah.
And he would literally go to them and be like, 1 second. It's like,
Yeah.
do your fucking job.
Yeah.
man.
Is it like what he was saying? Is it like so if you you take the pills out, say someone gets a prescription of like 30 fucking Xanax.
Yeah.
Is there just like a vat of Xanax?
1,000. Yeah.
There's literally
Oh,
there's
or
just a
500.
massive bottle of Xanax.
Yeah. It's from the manufacturer.
That's crazy.
But
Yeah.
they're sending it to you based on the sort of demand that
yeah.
they see coming in.
Or that we need. I mean, we'll just order based on like,
So-
but yes, per location.
So there
it's
are
like
certain drugs that are much more frequently prescribed, and
blood
you need to
pressure
have
stuff,
those on
cholesterol
hand.
stuff. Yeah. Those are like the number one, all the
Right.
stuff for fat people.
And then,
Birth control is huge.
yes.
Yeah. So that's just a constant. Give us more.
So you have that all the time in
Yes.
big supply.
Yes.
But then if someone wants a much harder to find drug or is
Mhm.
prescribed something that's a little more complicated, then the major manufacturer has to send that to you specific to that
Special order sometimes. Yeah.
prescription, right?
Sometimes if somebody needs like brand name, there's brand versus generic. Generic's
Mhm.
cheaper, but sometimes the generic doesn't work for a person. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
So they got to go brand name, whatever it is. That's harder to get. Insurance doesn't want to cover it because they're being assholes. So like, did you try the generic? Yeah, I tried the generic. Well, we're not going to pay for it. Well, we're going to kill you in the street in New York then. How about that?
That's crazy that they don't pay for it because it's literally
I'm telling you,
different
man.
drugs sometimes. Like it will affect people completely differently. The generic versus the actual name brand.
Yeah.
Crazy side
No,
effects.
like some people actually medically have to take the brand name as opposed to the generic because it just doesn't work for them, which is fine unless you're in the insurance and you're like, fuck that. We don't want to pay for the brand because they are way more expensive. That's why generics exist, right?
Dude.
There's patents and stuff. So
We've talked about it on the pod, but I just started taking Wellbutrin,
yeah.
and I can't take the brand name.
Okay.
There's some molecule that is in a slightly different, or I can't take the generic, and it's because so many different companies make it
Mhm.
that the formula changes based on and something like that.
Yeah.
So I have a slightly different prescription, but it's a version of Wellbutrin that has a different molecule
Nice.
that I apparently need. The price of one bottle
It's
of
crazy,
30 pills
yeah.
is $2,000.
Yeah.
what?
And insurance.
That's what you pay?
No, my insurance covers $1,950.
There
of
you
it.
go.
So each
But
month,
so you're still dropping $50.
I have
though.
to spend $50.
That's a lot.
But each month
So you love your insurance. You're
Well,
gonna
this is
join the,
the first-
Praetorian
the first
Guard for your
time
CEO.
that I have had, I mean, I guess I've had surgeries and things like that.
Yeah,
But now all of a sudden, my insurance does not feel that expensive to me
sure.
because they're paying for a huge portion of this.
Was there any
prescription.
pushback? Did they have to do any
Yes.
paperwork?
I had
Right.
to get my doctor
Yep.
to fight hard.
And here's the craziest part. And I don't know if they do this now, but your doctor will prescribe something without knowing what your insurance covers. That's the most frustrating part. If they could like make a system to fix that, because like the person will show up and go, well, why did my doctor prescribe Wellbutrin if they don't cover it? Because your doctor doesn't call your insurance. That's us. We have to communicate to both. We're the
Yeah.
middleman.
Brutal.
If the doctor could run it before he gives it to you, then he would already know.
Yeah.
But the system was all. I don't know if they fixed it since I've been. I mean, like I said, I've been out of the game for like 3 or 4 years now. But they'll prescribe it. Then you go to the pharmacy, and your pharmacy goes, "Well, they're not covering it, so now we got to call these guys. Then we got to call your doctor back to get something else. Like it's a mess. Dude.
You know where they don't have this problem?
Everywhere
Sweden.
else.
Well, sure,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot
Canada.
of places.
I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty confident Sweden does not have this problem.
Yeah,
In fact, I don't think anyone's on any medication there.
but they don't have an NFL either. We're
No.
number 1 over here.
Like what
They
streamer? Name any
We
streamers from Sweden.
get the good and the bad over here.
Yeah, we have to pay $2,000 a month for Wellbutrin, but we also have Eagles Panthers.
Wait, but can we just I just want to completely scrub all the ways to steal drugs.
Yeah.
So do they? Is there a pill counter?
Yes.
So it counts.
There's
however-
vending machines now that do it for you.
Vending
If
machine.
it's that common of a drug, it'll just dispense it. I mean, you just like they'll submit what the prescription is. Vending machine knocks it out, spits out bottle ready to go.
Got it.
Yeah.
So nobody's going 1, 2, 3.
It depends on the size of the pharmacy, but I mean, from what I saw when I was about to be done working there, like a lot of them had vending machines and stuff.
And I just wonder how many people get home and they're counting out to be like, okay, there's 40 in here.
Yeah,
Like, you
probably
take
not
one-
that
take one
many.
off the
I mean,
top,
if it's Xanax or something, maybe if they're like hooked on it.
It's
But
like, no,
blood
you
pressure
forgot you're on
stuff,
Xanax.
no, they probably don't really care that
I'm
much.
Yeah, but
also
you're
on a
not seeing-
rosuvastatin.
Rosuvastatin, that's cholesterol.
Yeah, cholesterol, sticky lipid protein I had.
Okay.
So needed to get things moving through the bloodstream a little
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
And then I take a hair loss pill as well.
Finasteride,
Does not seem to be working anymore.
is that what it's called?
I beat it.
Oh, nice.
What else?
That's like the most
Propecia,
common.
right?
That's the finasteride. I think is the generic from
Yeah.
Propecia. I think.
So now I am on 3 prescription pills. They're starting to add up. And
You're
I
gonna
remember
You're taking care of your health.
my
Cholesterol's
grandfather
important.
had this weekly pill box
Yeah.
organizer.
Yeah.
And I remember at meals watching as he would just scoop 7, 9
Yeah,
pills out and take 3 at a time with what
a real man.
I'm getting
back in the
there.
day.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
getting there. You know, you get to a point where you just chew them.
Huh?
You don't even
know
swallow them.
that.
You just eat them like Tic Tacs.
When
I
I
think
was
there's
good-
some you're not supposed to do. I don't know.
When
Make
I
it
was
fast
prescribed
release.
Adderall when I was young, when I was really young, I got to a point where I would just take them with no water or anything. I could just swallow it.
Smack your neck
Yeah.
on the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can sometimes, but it can't be first thing in the morning when my mouth is all,
Yeah.
dry from sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on a pretty big concoction myself.
Yeah.
You quit drinking. You got the shakes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, well, the last thing I was going to ask about the pharmacy stuff, because I'm sure that's probably not what you were expecting to talk about when you came on the podcast.
Yeah, we started at Kirk Cousins and his goddamn interceptions. We got to come back to that, and we need
We'll
answers.
get back to. We'll get
flying
back
into
to
New York
ball.
to promote your special, and then we're just drilling you. We're like, so when is there a dispenser for the OxyContin? Or
Yeah.
is it-
I walk out here. I'm like, we didn't even mention the special. I just talked about cholesterol for fucking 2 hours, man. Those guys are good. Distracting.
Got his ass.
By the way,
Yeah.
there's a scene in the movie. Have you ever seen the movie The Place Beyond the Pines?
I heard about it, but no, I never saw it.
Yeah, there's a scene
Is that
where
a horror film?
no, it sounds like it would be.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's Bradley Cooper and Ryan Gosling.
Okay.
It's a really good movie. It's kind of haunting, but anyway, there's a scene where Bradley Cooper's son, or maybe Ryan Gosling's son, a bully at school tells him he needs him to go get OxyContin for a party,
Okay.
and he has no idea how to do it. So he just goes into a pharmacy, waits till the pharmacist is looking the other way, hops the counter, finds it, and then runs out with it.
This has happened actually, not at one I was working at, but there were like teams of guys. They would pretend to be interacting with the pharmacist, and then their other guy would jump in the back window because there's always 2 windows. And I think they stole like a whole bunch of cough syrup or something like that. But that is a thing.
Wow.
That was a
Yeah.
huge thing during the like the whole opioid. I mean, I guess the opioid epidemic is still going
You got
on.
this?
But that was like, wasn't that a big thing? Like people were just like robbing pharmacies all the time.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I don't know. You see more than that. You see like fake prescriptions. People try
Yeah.
to just scam you.
I went to
Oh.
I had to get a prescription filled for Zoloft, and I was like, I hadn't taken it in like a week,
Yeah.
and like when you don't take it for a while, you start getting like, I was getting like brain zaps and shit.
Yeah.
And I had to go to City MD, and then they told me a 24-hour pharmacy.
Nice.
And I went to a 24-hour pharmacy in New York on Friday night. I think I was the only person. There was like 20 people in line. I think I was the only person in line that actually had a prescription. Everyone else was just like, no, but my doctor told me I could get it.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, but there's nothing saying that. And they're like, well, would I lie about it? Like, why would my doctor tell me I could get it if I can't get
You know,
it?
when you put it that way, sir.
yeah.
No,
yeah.
no,
Help
you
yourself.
would. Yeah.
Why didn't you start with
You had
that?
such a trustworthy outfit on. But
I can see by the brown of your fingernails.
exactly. Yeah.
You need the drugs.
Right.
That forged signature shit is tough too. How can you even tell?
The pharmacists, like that's part of their schooling. I couldn't on some of them. Like I
Yeah.
would hand it to the pharmacist thinking it was real, and he'd be like, "No, that's fake." And then I go back to the guy, and the guy's already
Yeah.
like he
gone.
can tell that the
Yeah.
pharmacist knew, you know.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, they know what to look for and shit like that.
Wow.
In grade school, I couldn't go to San Antonio because I forged my mom's signature on a spelling test where I got a 6 out of 10. I was so fucking ashamed that I got a 6 out of 10 that I forged my mom's signature. Teacher fucking snitched on me. I lost my fucking San Antonio privileges. I still haven't been.
Oh wait, this was for a field trip.
It was like my mom was going to go to San Antonio. She said I could come with her. Fucking.
Oh, you
I
got busted.
I still haven't been to
Why did
San
you need her
Antonio.
signature for this? I missed that.
You need a parent signature on every test.
Oh, to confirm how dumb you are.
I think so. I think that's basically what it was.
I'm
that's
right
my
there.
kid. God damn it, man.
6 out of 10 on the spelling test is fucking brutal.
I mean, dude, I had that, but I never got caught
Fucking Frank Abagnale over
because
here.
my mom would just do her initials. So I
Yeah.
just knew what to. So I just wrote her initials, and I got also like doing a parent's signature is so easy because like they just scribble it.
School stuff's not as crazy. Like pharmacists actually have to like scan it and like
yeah.
you know they're not
I'm
doing
sure.
that at your school like
Yeah.
scanning.
They
your
probably, they
mom's
must have,
signature.
dude. They fucking
I'm
got my
sure,
ass bad.
I'm sure forging a signature is a lot harder than.
He's like on a computer, like looking at it with the jewel thing. Like,
Yeah.
well, somebody's not going to San Antonio.
I'm so pissed, dude. I wanted to see the river walk.
Do you remember any of the words that you missed on the spelling?
No, I'm a bad speller today. Restaurant still just fucking kicks
Restaurant
my
gets
ass.
you?
Restaurant.
You and Patrice O'Neill.
Oh, is that a fucking?
Yeah,
Such
he had a bit
good
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, restaurant. What else? Fucking.
Dude, you know what it gets me is Connecticut.
You have to say the connect in your word.
There's that
in
extra
your-
C
in your
in
mind.
there.
Connecticut.
And I feel like there's a lot of I's and a lot of T's.
I missed on.
Massachusetts is a tough one.
Yeah.
I never had a problem with that. Well, I guess I'm from
you're from there.
Massachusetts.
Everyone's struggling with locations.
Yeah.
Mine was poisonous. That's what I missed. Fourth grade.
Poisonous is tough.
Yeah, it was in
Poison
front of the whole
House.
school too.
Poison House. Yeah.
No.
It's at
Poison
OUS. I think I
Poison
just said
House.
US. Yeah.
Poison.
Well, it just
Poison
sounded
House.
like
Yeah.
it's us. Poison.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Poison us. We've done spelling bees here. Like no adults can spell. Even Francis won one of them, and then the most recent one they tripped him up with an intentionally tough word.
They got me with what was it? It was something phone.
Homophone.
No. Fuck. I knew
Xylophone.
I can't. I knew the word too, and I just couldn't. I think about it from time to time. It
You would. You definitely
makes me
would.
angry.
I know.
that I
That was
missed
yours
it.
to win.
Yeah,
What was the prize? What was the?
I think it was like $10,000.
Are you being
maybe
serious?
$5,000. It
Yeah.
might have
I mean,
been
you
five.
guys work here. That sounds
Anytime
like,
that Dave is involved in like a competition, the prize is like a retarded amount of money.
Jesus.
He's like, well, we're not doing this for
Because like, yeah, because in
20,000.
his head, he's like, I'm not going to compete in it unless it's. But I think it was like $5,000.
I think it might have been five.
And then it was like if he won, we all had to like pitch in to
God,
get to him
dude.
to $5,000.
The day to have that kind of money to just throw away.
Dude,
Yeah.
the Barstool, they're doing like the surviving Barstool right now.
I saw it on the TVs out there.
Yeah, which is like it's like Survivor, but it's with a Barstool cast.
Okay.
And
You were in that.
so is Ron.
yeah, they're both in it.
Yes. You were
Dude,
in
the
it.
prize for that is $250,000.
And it's already over, or it's still going?
No, it's still going. It's like not even close to over.
Oh, so you get like breaks?
No,
Oh,
we
it's
wrap.
Oh no, it's
shooting it.
filmed. It's
We wrap
filmed.
shooting it.
Oh, that's what I meant. Like, is it over or is it like?
No, yeah, it's been
But it's
filmed.
a live finale, so it's like they don't know who actually wins. Like it's all been filmed. The voting has been filmed,
Okay.
but we find out at the last finale or whatever.
So you guys know, but we can't say.
We can't talk about
No,
it.
we're not going to.
And
Yeah.
even I think we're afraid to talk
Okay.
about it.
It's a
No
big.
problem.
If you
We'll skip
spoil
over
it,
it.
Yeah.
if you spoil it, it's like
I mean, the first three. Can we talk about the first three?
We can talk about the
episodes?
first 3 episodes. Yes,
I
absolutely.
was gonna say we just plug my special or whatever. Just skip it.
No.
No, I want to hear about this. Yeah. Whatever we can hear about, I'd like to hear about.
Alrighty, let's talk about Game Time. Game Time is focused on togetherness this holiday season. When you bring people together at live events, the experience is that much better. And it's the perfect gift. It is the perfect gift. Getting someone tickets is a great gift.
Well, because it's the experience. It's
It's the
something that you're never going to
experience.
forget in the rest of your
Exactly.
life.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You don't know. You don't remember who won or lost the game. You remember who you went with.
Exactly.
I could really use some tickets to J. Cole at Madison Square Garden on Monday, December 16th at 8 p.m.
God damn, would that be nice?
I like J. Cole.
You hit the Game Time picks.
I'm on the
feature.
Game Time picks.
You get
I
the best tickets. Easiest way to grab them.
go right in there, check out the seat map, and find out where the cheapest seats are, but also the best value.
And what are the cheapest? What tickets are you looking at? Give us a price.
He just said the J. Cole ones, and they're basically $1.
they're
Well,
basically $1.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't save her. She don't want to be safe.
Fool me once, shame on me.
Yes.
Fool me 2 times, put the blame on you.
Yes.
Just pull up your chosen event and turn on the Game Times picks.
So you don't know any J.
GT
Cole
picks
lyrics.
setting at the top of the screen, or browse the best local Game Time
That's
picks
basically what,
deals
what
near
you're
you
saying.
on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? Francis is going to go buy those J. Cole tickets now with Game Time picks. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BOYDAD for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BOYDAD for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? It's Game Time.
No, you can plug your special, bro. I'll be the dickhead. But it was. I mean, the first 3 episodes, Francis is just like the star of it. He's just fucking
Oh,
killing
that's
it.
kind.
He's
You had a lot of screen time out in the lobby out there.
Yeah,
It
he was
seemed
sitting
like you
in
were
the
doing
lobby.
well.
Yeah.
I showed up and he was in the lobby and he was like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
And he's like,
and,
"I'm just-
then
he's
the
like, I'm
rest is just Portnoy with his shirt off the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Just
He's just sitting
trying
in the
to flex
lobby
those abs.
watching zero audio video of just Gabe with his shirt off,
Yeah,
walking
yeah.
around.
I could tell who are the standouts. A lot of screen time.
A lot of screen
Oh,
time.
I had a very lucky moment in the first episode. Spoilers. I found an immunity idol in the first episode. So that was like a big moment.
Is
You
that
ever watch Survivor?
a thing that like what it sounds like? It prevents. you
Yeah, it
from,
means that if people vote me
eliminated?
out if I play it, any
Yeah.
votes cast against me are
Nice.
moot.
But you can
Okay.
only use it once.
Sure.
Yeah.
How
And you
quickly-
only can use it before the votes are read.
Oh, like it's a preventative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you could, if
Oh
you
man!
think
So you use it and then nobody
and
votes.
no
You're
one
like,
votes,
God
yeah,
damn
yeah,
it.
exactly, yeah. So like if you
Okay.
think you're about to get voted out, you can play
Oh,
it.
that's hilarious though.
Yeah.
But you'd probably know. You're like, dude, I was a fucking asshole this week.
Yeah, I mean it happens. Some people get like in another again spoilers again, but if you haven't seen it, these first 3 episodes, these are not spoilers for the other episodes because I actually don't even know what's going on. So
Did you
I
watch
guess-
the first 3?
I've watched the first 3
What'd you think at the end of the second episode?
with you.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, that was the other major moment.
Yeah, so like he bought on like Etsy, he bought like fake idols and like planted them throughout.
Oh man, we're back to the pharmacy.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's
And,
awesome. That's
and
exact
he got Arian Foster.
Are you familiar with Arian
Oh
Foster?
yeah, of course. Texans.
Texans
Legends.
running back.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
they know they were fake because your mom's signature was on them? Is that how they-
Yeah. It's like, wait a
They weren't
second.
real?
You're not going to San Antonio again. You fucking idiot.
No,
Okay,
he
wait,
tried.
so-
No, he knew he was gonna get voted out, so he played the idol. And then
you
they
did
were-
or Arian did.
Arian
Arian
did,
did.
Okay.
and then they were like, "This isn't a real idol, dude."
Whoa.
Yeah.
But it was such a good
So-
idol that Roan had gotten made that even the hosts of the show had to look at the producers and be like, yo, what is this?
It's
Okay,
like
wait a
this-
sec. So is you forging these things in the show?
Yes.
So like the audience knows you're forging them.
So,
They
no,
didn't know until They said it was fake.
until the very end of the second episode. So the guy
Whoa.
finds the idol.
That's awesome.
You think that it's real the entire episode.
Yeah,
Then he
yeah.
plays that. Then he finds out everyone's going to vote for him. He plays the idol perfectly.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you find out that it was a fake idol or whatever.
Because
And they just
we were
flashed
both
me.
on his team.
Yeah.
Were you on that team?
No,
yet?
you were.
I was. And
Okay.
we were voting him out,
Yeah.
even though I didn't want to because
Okay.
I love black people.
Okay.
But the rest of my team
shows.
insisted
Yeah.
You say it.
we need to get him out.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm an ally. But they
Yeah.
wouldn't have it. So I had to go with the group in spite of my better judgment.
So what was the giveaway? How did they figure out it was fake?
They did it. The host of the show was just like,
production knew it was
the
fake.
host had to ask the production. He's
Yeah.
like, did we put this in the game? And they're like, no. And so
Whoa.
he had to be like, this is actually fake.
So Arian's toast?
Arian's gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there was it was in like this
That's a legendary
leather
move.
It was a sick move.
Yeah.
I was fired up to do it. But there was like a leather pouch, and I had this. It was like this shell on twine with like beads around it or whatever. It was fucking like this big. It was huge. Like it wasn't like rinky dink at all. And then it had actual like the instructions of when you find an idol from Survivor, and it was like just all these details like. They can't use a vote. It was in the perfect text. And the one thing that was specific to the show Survivor was like, when you find this, bring it to Jeff, like Jeff Probst, the host of Survivor. And I was
Okay.
like, fuck, I'm going to have to get that out. But then I realized our host is also named Jeff. So it just looks, it looks so specific to
Legendary.
this
Oh,
show. It was just like a very lucky, like spelled the same.
I mean, that's almost fake. Like you're like, well, I got to do it
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
'Cause the
Like
names
Jeff's
match.
name is
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
there.
But
So
there is some wonderful irony too, where this other guy in the show
Yeah.
named Rico, who's an absolute psycho, had created fake clues, just bullshit, nothing to the masterful level of what Roan did.
Okay.
But he created these little kind of scrolls, clues that had little rhymes on them, and Roan found one. And then was misled himself to look.
I looked for 45 minutes
For
on my hands
45
and knees,
minutes?
like going through
Oh,
like
no.
books and ducks and shit like that. Like I look like a fucking jackass. I fully embarrassed myself.
Such highs and lows for you emotionally.
I'd never even watched Survivor before. And then I found out I was going to be on the show. I watched 10 seasons. And so I was just so excited to do the Survivor things of like looking for things and like finding things that as soon as I found a clue, I was like blinded. I was just so gung ho to fucking.
Like a dog.
I was
catching
a
scent.
dog, dude. Yeah, it was just a truffle pig.
It's pretty good. The Barstool
sounds
one,
great. It
It's
sounds
pretty good.
intense.
It's fun.
And I don't really like consume a lot of Barstool. And I'm watching.
Are you
this.
allowed to say that?
Yeah. they don't
Oh,
care.
okay.
And I mean, I watch every episode of Son of a Boy Dad.
Multiple
Yeah.
times.
And
Got to.
Listen on every platform.
You make
But,
your
like-
own, you make your own compilations. of
yeah,
the
exactly.
show, like that.
Yeah.
Top 10 moments.
Try not to
They are
laugh.
cum shot compilations.
Here's I'm gonna quick pivot here. Is that the why do we have that?
The original Barstool Sports newspaper.
Weren't they like demanding that someone returns that? Why is
That's
it now
cool.
in our possession?
What do you mean someone was demanding that?
It's like an artifact.
There was like tweets and like emails being like return the copy of the original. This is like the original newspaper.
That's the original one.
First edition.
It looks like it.
First edition. Volume 1, issue 16.
Roan, did you make this, Roan? And then we just
Yeah.
See, it's my watermark right on the bottom here. If you hold it up to the
Yeah.
light, I'll never be a bank robber, but it would be so fucking fun to just come up with a scheme like that, a bank robbing scheme, or just some kind of fucking an art thief. I did an art heist one time on my boy. I like switched his art out. I like flew to California. I had like a counterfeit made, but like it was a painting that he made of like a Buddha, and on like the small representation I did, I just had like. The only difference was the Buddha was flipping him off. And like 3 days later, he found this fucking painting, was furious at me, but it was a good video. I mean, it's
Yeah, he was
just
really mad, wasn't he?
It was fucking.
Oh, it was for like content.
It was for content. It was like
Okay.
I was making a video. I wasn't-
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm a bad person deep down, but it's just fun. It's just fun for me. I don't know.
Nick, you see this kettlebell?
Yeah, I noticed it in another episode of your thing there. What's the significance?
Do you know who it is?
Oh, you saw
I
that in
can't
another
see
episode?
the whole face. Yeah.
Then in all likelihood, you've watched more Son of a Boy Dad than Harry.
Oh, nice.
One other episode.
I'm just pleasure to help out. You know. What is it really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I met him like 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
No way. What did bro say? Did he talk about his kettlebell that he just sold to us?
Like, oh, you bought that from Rogan?
It was a collab with Rogan and all.
He had to sit very still for a long time.
I feel like you guys are fucking with me.
No, I spent a lot of money on that kettlebell.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I got it for the podcast just so we could say that Rogan was on.
He didn't spend that much. It wasn't.
Oh,
that
but
much.
you haven't like actually met him though.
No.
No, I have not met
God, no.
Rogan.
Is this just on like his website or something? You
It
can
was
buy
like
this with
he
his
like
face?
posted it on Instagram and there was like a limited edition and then I had to like submit my email to get like a
That's going on the coffee table.
Yeah.
Done.
I signed up for a raffle to win it
Yeah.
and then a raffle to buy it
Yeah.
and then I was selected and then I bought it
Okay.
for the podcast studio.
Yeah.
Where'd you meet him?
Mothership.
No way.
His club. Yeah.
That's a
cool.
little bit cooler.
That's a little bit. I think that's different.
However, you
different
don't
levels of
have a
that.
mold of his head
No, that's true.
that you bought.
Just a handshake I'll remember forever.
How was it meeting him?
He was super chill. I mean, he's just a
Yeah.
normal guy. It's just funny to me meeting people that are that famous. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, you're a guy. You
Yeah.
exist. You know.
Yeah.
Be
Was there
meeting
like
Tom
armed
Cruise or
guards
something.
all around you?
His not once you're in the green room, but like the club itself is like, yeah, they're like SWAT team,
Yeah.
near peace, like.
Yeah.
But once you're like in, they're cool dudes.
Yeah.
And- but
I
the
went-
first time going, they're just like, who the fuck are you? But
Dude,
I'm like, I kind of appreciate that because it's like,
Really?
well, then once you get in, you're like, I'm in. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I got in. I went with Gardini and
Sure.
and I was more
Sean?
nervous.
Shout
yeah.
out to Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was more nervous for that than I've been for anything in a while.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I got in.
It's intense.
And then we were hanging out at the bar. And then I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Where's the bathroom at? And then I went to the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
And I went to come back into the bar.
Oh no.
And I was met with the force of
Yeah.
20 armed guards.
Who do you know here, bro?
Yeah, they were like, "What's your name?" I don't think I saw you in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, my friends are in there."
We don't have a
And
Harry
they had
here.
to like
we
they
have
had
a
to like
Sasquatch.
check the name and shit.
Yeah.
It's tight ship over there.
For sure. Yeah. Cam Patterson got me in the first time I think I went in. But there was like there's a wristband thing. It's like it was intense.
Yeah, especially
I
I'm
love
sure
it.
it's
I
even
love-
more intense if Rogan's there
Probably.
because
Yeah.
I wasn't there when Rogan was there. You were there when Rogan was there.
I was like watching a show and then I just walked back into the green room. He's just standing right there.
Damn.
What's up, Joe? He was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just.
Would love to
he's
do
just-
the pod sometime.
I would never. No. I take a very like speak when spoken to approach.
Yeah.
We did have a similar bit though, and so I did bring it up because I'm like, this is a 1 in a million opportunity here.
Yeah.
And I said that to him, and we both agreed. Parallel thought, not a big deal. It's about not calling someone with Down syndrome retarded.
Yeah.
You know. And they were just similar, but he was just like, yeah, it just sounds like.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing mine for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And finally had the opportunity to record. So there's no way I would have seen anyone else's version of that. But then Ron White walked over and he was like, hey man, he doesn't own the word retarded. He might buy it. Ron's hilarious, man.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
You
But
should've
no, they
told
were
Rogan.
all super cool, man. The mothership's great.
I met Ron White in the green room there,
Yeah.
and we were talking about he loves golf. He's
Yeah, yeah.
obsessed,
Okay.
and
Oh yeah, he plays all the
he
time.
plays all the time.
Yeah.
And we were talking about different courses we played, and after I had listed a few, he goes, "How are you able to play these courses if you're a comedian?"
Mhm.
And I was like, "Oh, yeah, you know, I just got lucky, you know, whatever." Like he just assumed that because, you know, he's a comedian who's done residencies in Vegas and is one of the most successful comedians ever.
Yeah.
Why would some comedian he's never heard of be able to play these golf courses? And I
Yeah.
didn't have the heart to tell him that my dad was successful.
You think he would have just like not respected you because of that?
I just didn't. I felt, I don't know. I was embarrassed
Sure.
to be like, yeah, no, I, just because I'm a comedian doesn't mean I'm poor.
Yeah.
Ron.
Right. Right.
I've done fine.
Did How did you play? So did you play any of them through Foreplay or Barstool or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, but by that point, like the answer is
But that would have been more
complicated. It's
embarrassing.
like I have rich friends who belong to some of these places.
Sure.
I've been
Sure.
brought out by cool people who know me based on what I do, and then I do golf stuff, and I just didn't want to get into all that.
Yeah.
So I think I lied to him.
But he does like, I mean, you know, he golfs with like the top 1% of
Yeah,
like human beings.
Played Augusta,
and they'll
probably.
like, well, he'll like take a private jet
Yeah,
or
exactly.
a helicopter to go play some private course. So yeah, I guess he's just like,
I think he just.
if you're
thought-
not Dr. Phil, who the fuck are you or something?
Yeah.
You know, like that's who he plays with. You know?
I think he thought I was maybe playing them the same way that he was, which is not the case. I fly commercial.
yeah.
Took a JetBlue flight.
Sometimes.
Right.
Well, the big one that we needed to discuss today was Eagles Panthers, in which I was right per usual.
Yeah, but it didn't matter at all.
It did
Saints
not matter
didn't
at
cover.
all. We lost actually a lot of our legs.
Yeah.
We put in a fat parlay every week just to try and like get rich and get the fuck out of this one horse town.
How many legs are we talking?
Like we bet every game.
Like
Okay.
Yeah, we try to predict the outcome of every single game.
Have you
we
ever?
were like a
I did.
platoon
Week one.
of
Week
Vietnamese.
one.
Every game. You got every
Week
game.
one, I hit 12,
Soldiers.
12 games.
And what's the take home on that?
Lost all
That
our
was
legs.
like $5 to pay out like $1,000 or something.
That's awesome.
It wasn't as awesome as you probably were expecting.
Well, if you only put $5 in, but
yeah, you would think.
I guess that makes sense because you're like, there's no way I'm
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
hit this. Yeah.
I was getting so much shit
Oh, I'm sure.
because everyone was saying, "Oh, I can't believe," because I had insisted that I thought the Eagles were going to cover 12.
This was
Yeah.
$100.
$12.
$100 to win $160,000. I think was this.
Yeah,
And I said I was very demanding that there's no way that the Panthers are losing by 12 because the Panthers have been playing great.
They've been playing better.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Bryce Young is like a legitimately good quarterback. out
And
of
then
nowhere.
apparently, I was actually watching a lot of this on ESPN on the flight over today. The Eagles are a lot of turmoil in the locker room offensively.
Oh, they always have problems in the locker
Yeah,
room.
yeah.
That's what I said before the season started. You could pull the tapes. I said that they got too many superstars on that team.
You just said last week, I think they're going to the Super Bowl.
I do, but I mean, I am so positive. I said this when they signed Saquon. I said they have way too many. They
it was
have
pretty
two
funny.
running backs,
Who's their
pretty
top
much.
receiver?
AJ Brown.
It
Always
was either
causing
him or the other
problems.
one, but they go because he's mad at the quarterback,
Yeah.
Hurts, and the reporters they're surrounding him. They go, "Can you point out to any problems you guys are having?" He literally just goes, "Passing." That's it.
Yeah,
He
it's AJ
just
Brown.
says passing.
AJ Brown is always. It's never Devontae Smith because he's just.
A humble brother.
He's a humble
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
He loves ball. He just wants the team to win.
Nice.
AJ Brown, you could win by 40 points in
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
But
and
if he
he'd
doesn't
still
have
be
300
yeah,
yards, it's a
he'd still be
problem.
on the sidelines.
He's
Like,
gotta
I
be
mean,
the
I'm
star.
wide open. I was wide open.
Yeah.
He was wide open on a bunch of throws, though.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, he wasn't looking at you. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's a Jalen Hurts problem.
No, that's an AJ Brown problem. You guys won the game. You shouldn't be mad about it.
We're finding what's going on here. See,
Yeah.
it's not so simple.
I think it's a Jalen Hurts problem.
It all comes down to it's a Nick Sirianni problem, and that's why you guys. will
No.
not
It's actually a
win the
Kirk
Super Bowl.
Cousins problem.
It's
It could be a Kirk Cousins problem.
He's
Kirk-
so bad he's affecting
Yeah.
the rest of the National League.
yeah. You know what the problem is with the Falcons is that they didn't hire Bill Belichick.
Did we have the opportunity
Oh,
to do
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Didn't
I
it
feel
get
like our-
blocked or what happened with
No,
that?
he went down and interviewed twice.
And we just said no.
They said they didn't want him,
Well, but we wanted Kirk.
that they wanted Kirk.
Man, God, we're so stupid.
And then
But
you
I
guys
don't know
drafted.
anything
And then you
about
guys
our
drafted.
We did I mean, everyone's screaming for. We've been screaming for Penix for
Yeah.
like since week like 4.
It's just hard. It's got to be hard to bench a quarterback that you're paying that much
Well,
money.
that's
You
the
just
problem,
gave
is
him
we
the
just
money.
Give him
Yeah.
all this goddamn
Yeah.
money, man, on half an Achilles.
Yeah.
Sunk cost fallacy.
Exactly, and exactly that's exactly
Gone.
what it is.
The money's gone.
Right.
There's no benefit to trying to justify the
No.
expense anymore.
We'll tell Arthur Blank,
Right.
or we got to have somebody pop him in the street.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Exactly. Yeah.
what is the drug that people try to steal or forge the most?
I mean, probably those
Painkillers?
the pain stuff, Adderall,
Yeah.
cough syrup. Yeah, all the controlled stuff.
Wow. For some reason, I thought
Nobody's forging like a lisinopril for their blood pressure.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I need a fucking statin.
We'd probably just give you that one.
It's not. It's not
dude, you don't
John
have
Q.
to.
My son
Yeah.
needs these pills.
Yeah. That'd
dude,
be a funny movie where it's just like not a big medical issue, but he still takes over the whole hospital.
it's like something that you don't even like. Yeah, it's just like fucking ibuprofen.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is over the counter.
Denzel, there's some right behind you. Put the gun down. It's buy one get one free, man. What's going on?
Free, rip the packet.
I'm sorry about your son.
The CVS brand is literally $3.
I know
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
behind locked glass, but you just need to press the button to summon.
So they'll come.
we have a key. We
Yeah,
have all the
attendant.
stuff, man. Yeah, but Yeah, man, the Atlanta sports are just constantly stuck in the mud. That's why we're riding that Braves World Series till the wheels come off, dude.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That was so sick.
That
It was
was-
so sad that we dumped Freddie, but it is what it is.
It was
He's
it was
from-
great though. You
I
guys
mean,
had
it
a
was so
moment.
legendary, dude. Never forget that blast out of the goddamn stadium. I didn't mean to switch it to baseball, but
no,
it's all we
totally
have.
fine. Yeah,
So,
yeah, it makes sense.
yeah.
What
Man,
game
the
did they
Hawks
win
were
it in?
good a couple years ago.
I know. And I think we had a shot at the championship if Trae Young didn't roll his ankle on a fucking referee,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
We were taking down the Bucks, and then Giannis hyperextended one of his knees. So then it was a fair fight. And then we were like up on him, and then Trae rolled his ankle and was done, and we couldn't win after
Wait,
that.
so the Bucks won that?
That was the year they won. They beat the Suns in the finals.
Oh, right. They
beat us
played you
in
guys in the
conference finals.
And you guys beat the Sixers.
Yeah.
That was
Dude,
brutal.
that run was so great. Trae beat the Knicks and the Sixers back to back. I'm pretty sure I have that correct. That was the year where he was like, it's real quiet in here in the garden, right down the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
across the street.
Okay.
Yeah, it's down the street and across the street.
Yeah.
It's both.
like 5 blocks away. I'm gonna go with
I'd never seen it in person before. It was cool.
The Garden?
Well, I just walked by it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
yeah.
done that.
That's one of those weird stadiums where it doesn't look cool from the street, but from an aerial
I totally get what you're saying.
It's
I was like, I
really
thought
cool.
it would be a little more something.
You just can't
outside.
even tell really what you're looking at.
There's
And-
bullshit offices right on top of it.
Are there?
They're like stupid offices.
Yeah.
It's on the base of a high rise.
Well, there's also like
Right.
that's like also like the most homeless people in all of New York are just surrounding it, so it kind of takes.
Because it's also a bus station.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, the highs and the lows.
But once you get in there,
Yeah.
you go, damn,
Right.
if only.
But yeah, that's when Trae and those were some fun. You talk about fun compilations. The guy dressed as Spider-Man interviewing New York
Oh
fans
yeah,
leaving the game.
yeah,
I mean, man, that was good stuff.
That
Just
was
yelling
classic.
obscenities at Trae Young.
yeah.
Yeah.
They anytime you get a fuck Trae Young,
Yeah.
you know that he's living in your head.
Oh yeah.
He ripped though. You guys ripped
He's so
Philly's heart
good, man.
out.
He's so good. Oh, dude. Well, and then that was also the beginning of the collapse of Ben Simmons
Yes.
when
'Cause
he
he
passed
didn't
up the
take the-
dunk.
Yeah.
That was Trae Young too.
Yeah, that was brutal.
yeah.
And now Ben Simmons is missing every shot in warmups on like the Nets or something.
Yeah.
Like that was the precipitous moment
That
in
was the
his
beginning of the
career
end.
that just like
Yeah.
ruined him forever.
Yeah, man.
It gave him the permanent yips.
Trae fucks people up.
That sucks so bad.
But we can't figure it out. I don't know. We're like below 500 already this year. I don't know. We just haven't figured out the right.
They don't
recipe.
have enough guys.
That's yeah. I
Right.
mean,
and since that run, they have not replenished players that they needed to.
no. I'm afraid we'll probably just lose him eventually if we can't get it together. He'll go. To,
the Lakers already won him or something. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Lakers
there's
are
there's
trying to give
rumors
you
every year.
trash. Probably, They'll
Right.
probably give you a terrible. What's your
Knowing
waffle?
the Hawks will trade for his son. We'll trade Trae Young for Bronny James.
yeah,
And then just be like,
and
all
like the
right,
rights to
well.
Bryce's lying ass. What's your thoughts on Waffle House?
It's great.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Clutch. Always talk about 24-hour pharmacy. That's ours.
Yeah, that's true.
Always open, dude. Yeah, man. All-star special.
The
But
night,
I mean, all the shit's good,
the night that the Braves won in what, Game 6 or Game 5?
I believe it. Ooh, that's a great question. Was it 6 games?
Because it was
We gotta look
in.
that one up.
It was in, they were both in Atlanta. Like they lost in Atlanta one night and then they won in Atlanta the next night.
Yeah.
But I was in Atlanta to try to shoot a video, like
Okay.
if they had won that night, and like just ready, like waiting for it outside of the stadium.
Yeah.
And it's fucking sick out there. Like that
Mhm.
little area around the stadium is beautiful. There's like apartments and
Yep.
fucking bars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it didn't wind up popping off. And then they won the next night. Caleb was there. But that night when we were down there, we just licked our wounds and went to Waffle House.
Oh,
And it was
nice.
decent. I feel like it was a good, solid Atlanta night. But I just I just can't get around on Waffle House.
You didn't love it?
I just don't think it's like.
What did you not like about it?
I think that there's just it's not the best version of that food. Do you know what I
Of-
mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Of
Okay.
just like eggs,
breakfast?
grits, and it's not the best version of just like eggs breakfast.
But that's not really the point of Waffle House.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's just the fact that it's convenient or accessible at any time.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think that people from like the Philadelphia area over romanticize Wawa in the same way people might over romanticize. Like people fucking love Wawa. People are obsessed with Wawa. In
Yeah,
the
people
Philly
love
area.
Wawa, but that doesn't even I feel like loving Waffle House makes even more sense than loving Wawa.
Why?
Because Wawa's a fucking gas station.
Yeah, I never got it.
I just love going there, man.
Yeah,
I just love browsing.
Yeah,
The smell of gas.
Yeah.
it's the same as any other gas station.
But they have sandwiches and like
That's it.
Yeah, but you don't
That's
go to
the only difference.
you don't go to a gas
is
station
that
for
they
the
make
cuisine.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
that's what I mean. People are acting like you're going for the cuisine. Like I think it's over romanticized. I think that
I got so sick when we went to Waffle House.
Waffle House is a different type of gas station,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Fucking they'll have you shitting.
So I got the lobster bisque at Waffle House.
What a
See,
choice.
what the fuck are
They
you
don't
doing
even-
there?
what a
at,
choice.
at
Seafood.
Wawa. At Wawa.
Oh, wow.
I thought
Even
you said
worse.
Waffle House.
Yeah, way
That's
worse.
I was gonna say they don't
They
have
don't have
lobster at
lobster.
Waffle
There's
House.
no
You
way
got
they-
lobster
they have 3
bisque
items.
at a gas station.
Yeah, I went with Roan and we were fucking hammered, and Roan was stealing.
You got to be so
stuff.
careful with seafood, dude.
Yeah, I know.
One of the worst things I ever got was a grouper sandwich at a diner.
Oh,
I'll never make that mistake again.
grouper.
I didn't even finish it. I
It
just
sounds
chucked it.
good. It sounds
Is grouper good? I've never had grouper, but like the fish itself does not look like it would
Not
taste good.
this not this sandwich. But I don't know.
Excellent when you have it
Really?
fresh.
When it's not at a fucking gas station
No.
or a diner.
In
you know?
Florida, there's grouper that the grouper run
Yeah.
in Florida, and a grouper sandwich down there is.
I'm sure that's
unbelievable.
perfect.
It's
Yeah,
so
man.
good.
What are we
Because
talking
they
like?
do it right.
Almond encrusted? What kind?
Yeah,
of,
like a blackened grouper sandwich, or even just fillet or whatever. It's such a good flaky white fish. It's fantastic.
They're
Sure.
huge. Grouper are huge.
Yeah.
that had you
Big
shit.
old fish.
I didn't even finish. It was just bad. It was. I didn't get
Tasted bad.
sick. It was just. I just didn't like it. Yeah, I just threw it away.
Mm.
But as far as Waffle House, yeah, I mean, it's not like
It's not gourmet. but
Gordon
it's like-
Ramsay's not making your eggs.
I'm
back there,
I'm
you
even
know?
talking about of like
It's a guy that's about to knock your ass out if you fuck around. you
even
know?
the grease level is fucking insane.
yeah, you
and they,
can't watch him make it because that'll make you sick. I
they
made
don't
that
get paid
mistake, too.
enough either. I think
No.
that there's no chance they get paid enough. But even like IHOP level or like fucking Denny's level,
Mhm.
I feel like that's not even. It's not necessarily gourmet, but it would hit the spot a little
I
bit
think
more
Denny's
for
is
me.
borderline gourmet. Denny's is so good.
It's all personal preference, you know. It's like what you grew up on and what you're
Yeah.
used to, and
Denny's is better than IHOP.
Denny's is
Yeah,
phenomenal.
that's what I'm saying. Denny's
Denny's
is
is
I hit
nice.
Denny's all the time when I'm on the road.
But it's the same vibe though. It's not that different of a level.
Denny's
It's-
goes for that Americana nostalgia
Yes.
diner feel,
sure,
whereas IHOP is like
You're in a hotel lobby.
you're,
it does kind of feel like that.
Yeah.
you know,
Denny's
Sounds great.
feels like you're at a restaurant getting breakfast. IHOP does not feel like that. But also, there are better IHOPs. There's some good IHOPs, some shitty IHOPs. You know how it is.
The last time I went, it wasn't bad though. The last time I might have just crushed like a burger or something. That's a nice zag that they have there. They throw a
IHOP?
burger up. No, Waffle House.
IHOP has a pretty good burger.
They have like patty melts and stuff. I don't know if I've had a burger. at
Maybe it was a
Waffle
patty
House.
melt.
chicken sandwich.
I just don't want to disparage your culture. I don't want you to come on.
I
and
take no
feel-
offense to it.
feel unwelcome as if I'm disparaging your culture.
I really think it's personal preference. You guys have your stuff. There's other stuff, but it's like, yeah, that's what I grew up eating. So you know, it is what it is.
24/7 is huge.
And I don't think you're like trashing it. You're just like, it's just not for
Different
me,
strokes
you
for
know?
different folks.
Yeah, I would never force you to go to a Waffle House.
I would gladly go with you if there was ever
For the
a
content,
chance. Yeah,
dude.
just if there was
I'll do
ever a
that.
chance, just like different
You, me, and
worlds.
Caleb,
Yeah, again.
3 years after the Braves won the World Series, we'll go back.
Just having
Same
just
Waffle
a
House.
constant, like making it a ritual type of thing, I think would be really nice.
Okay.
Just continuing to go back, I
I'm
think
down
would
with
be
that.
really, really fun and nice. But that was fucking sick for the Braves. And now the Mets, looks like the Mets are going to win for the next fucking.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, I saw that contract.
yeah, Juan Soto.
People are freaking out. Yeah.
There was rumors that he was going to the Sox, but looks like we just couldn't get it done.
$51 million a year is
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
I know.
That's insane.
Say he's the highest paid athlete ever, right?
yeah.
Just 15 years of that.
Over
was nuts.
Sohei, I think was the last one.
Yeah. But I don't understand that because I thought Shohei Ohtani
Shohei,
got
is
like
that
a
what he said?
billion.
He got like 900 million.
The contract they put on ESPN today was like in the 700s.
It was like 785.
765 this for Juan Soto.
But then they also made a big deal about how much is deferred on a lot of the Dodgers players because, like, that's how they made it work to get that many stars on the same.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Shohei's is like, doesn't he get like the majority of it towards the end or
Yes,
something?
yeah. He like renegotiated, I think, right after he signed it, so that like
So his
I think
agent
it's like
can't keep
10
stealing it.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
keep gambling it away.
Right.
But I think like 10 years, in like 10 years, he's just gonna get like
Yeah.
a fucking bag.
But I mean, it paid off, right? They just
Yeah.
won this year, so
Yeah.
when you were talking earlier about how like celebrities are like, oh, like I can't believe that guy's real. I feel like Shohei Ohtani is like the least real to me. Like I wouldn't know what to do if I saw him in person.
Because you guys meet a lot of athletes, so like, is he your guy? To
I
be
think
like
that's
starstruck
when
kind
you
of thing?
first said it. I think that he was really who I was going from as far as athletes. I guess like Messi or
I
some
was gonna
shit
say
like
Cristiano
that.
Ronaldo walks in here.
I would be like, what the fuck?
Soccer guys are like another level of fame because it's a world sport.
Yeah.
Like Neymar just sitting there.
Who was the soccer guy that made a YouTube channel and now he's like the most subscribed person on YouTube or something?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it Ronaldo? Cristiano Ronaldo?
Or he's like, I don't know if he's the most subscribed, but he hit like 50
he has the
million.
most Instagram followers in the world.
Yes.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes.
I know Speed told him to make one. I'm pretty sure I show Speed.
I show.
That's the other streamer, dude. I don't get it, man.
At least he's
Just racing
around.
celebrities.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
Loses
He's always
every
like,
time.
Yeah. I don't know who.
No, he's a good athlete. He like can do.
But that's
backflips and
another
shit.
throwback to like that's like Herculean feats of strength. That's like the early Olympics. Like we're regressing as far as like the entertainment's just like the most famous people just box or like race.
Dude, the boxing is crazy, man.
I'm trying to think of what celebrity would be that I would, or like not celebrity, what athlete would be that I would be like starstruck. Because I was talking about this before. Tom Brady isn't one. Because with how like Dave and Tom Brady.
And like he like tweets at Hank and shit.
Yeah, and he like he's like been in the office and shit.
Can I throw this out there? I think it takes away some of the mystique also that he's a broadcaster now. So you just like see him every Sunday.
Yeah, that is
like
true.
To me, it takes away some of the like, the cool factor.
I feel like if I met Tom Brady, I'd be like,
no, you're wrong.
Like if Michael Jordan was doing broadcasting, I'd be like,
dude,
what?
Tom Brady, if you saw him in the person, you'd be.
But like for some reason, I think I will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like for
by
some
that.
reason, I feel like I am going to meet Tom Brady at some point.
Oh, so part of it's like surprise.
self-confidence.
Part of it's like surprise for you.
Yeah, no, I don't even think it's self-confidence. I just feel like there's going to be a situation where like maybe we'll go to the Super Bowl for something for Barstool within the next 5 years. I also re-signed my contract like a day ago. Dave just texted me.
Congratulations.
And was like, do you want to do another year? And I was like, sure. And then that was it. And but
no boost.
no, I didn't even consider asking for a boost. I was like, I'm happy with what I have. And but like I feel like there's like
you went by one year at a time.
Yeah, going 1 year at a time. Why not?
What's a boost?
Like a pay raise.
raise.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know the lingo around here.
I just meant a pay boost. I didn't mean to make it inaccessible.
No,
That's hilarious though.
But
just,
like I
just
feel
re-up in 1 year like a fucking month-to-month tenant.
Yeah, but it's like so like what if Son of a Boy Dad really takes off and then they're like, we want you guys because like with Barstool they send a shit ton of people from Media Week to go to the Super Bowl and do like like this show, The Yak. They used to do they do like a live show every day of the week in where is it this year? New Orleans. And they'll go to New Orleans and they'll do a live show every day. So it's like what if 1 year they're like, Son of a Boy Dad, we want you guys to go do a live show at the Super Bowl, and then we go, and then we're like all hanging out, and then like, oh shit, there's Tom Brady.
I mean,
I feel like you've thought this through.
The fact that you think this is likely is
I don't think it's
magazine cutouts.
The only
in
way
his bedroom,
we are going to the Super Bowl for Barstool is if like we land some gigantic deal with like X-Lax or some like anti-diarrhea medication, and they're like, who at Barstool talks about diarrhea a lot? Oh yeah, Sass on Son of a Boy Dad every single episode.
Done.
And we got to send these guys because all the players on the team
and Tom Brady also has a contract with the X-Lax thing, and you guys meet up in a bathroom
because
stall.
you also have thrown away his money in crypto.
I think you guys are wrong. I think you guys are wrong.
We don't do anything that would...
First of all, I think if we pushed hard enough to go to the Super Bowl, I think we absolutely could. If we had a plan, and like I think it's just none of us want to do that.
No, it's not that we don't want.
Roan's probably going this year.
Roan adds value.
I've done it
with the Yak.
Yeah,
right,
dude. If we had a plan where we were like, we're gonna do 3 live shows at the Super Bowl, we're gonna film a bunch of shit. I think we could get them behind us, be like, yeah, you can go to the Super Bowl.
Maybe. I don't necessarily.
And then all it takes there is we just have to be at the right place at the right time and meet Tom Brady.
I mean, we could also find out where he's gonna be and
like
just go to that place.
So now I'm thinking, I'm expecting to meet Tom Brady within the next 5 years.
That's the plan. 5-year plan.
Yes, the next 5 years, I do plan on meeting Tom Brady at some point. So that's why he would not be my top guy to meet, because it's already going to happen.
Yeah.
Like no one on the Patriots, like Drake May, I would love to meet. and just shake his hand and be like, "You're the best ever," next to Tom. But you might surpass Tom.
But we're talking like starstruck.
I'm talking starstruck.
Who's that guy?
So who have you not fantasized all the way through
It's
about?
insane.
Like
You're
it's hard.
insane.
It's hard to say because like
You could see it with everybody.
You know you're gonna meet everybody, man.
like to be fully honest, and it's gonna sound crazy. It's gonna be a terrible answer, and I know people are gonna get mad that I'm gonna say this. I think my top dog right now would be Jahmyr Gibbs.
I don't know who that is.
I think if
the
Jahmyr,
Lions running back.
I think if Jahmyr
shared
Gibbs-
Oh,
backfield.
that's right. Yeah,
I think if
yeah.
Jahmyr
Yeah,
Gibbs walked into the building right now, I would be like, "Oh my god!"
So you're telling me
Jahmyr
you
Gibbs.
think
I
there's a
didn't plan
far
any
more
of this.
likely scenario where we find ourselves
saw
this.
facing
I-
Tom Brady than Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yeah, I feel like Jameer's just a phone call. You can
No,
Dave could
no,
dude,
no.
hook
Jahmyr
that
Gibbs is
up.
like
Jahmyr
22.
Yeah.
He's my friend of mine.
He's your
No.
age.
You might be
dude.
watching this.
You guys are downplaying Jahmyr Gibbs like crazy. Dude, Jahmyr Gibbs has top 5 rushing yards in the NFL and he only plays half the snaps. He's the best running back in the NFL.
But he's not Tom Brady.
But he's fucking awesome.
That's cool. Okay.
No, dude, Jahmyr Gibbs is my favorite player in the NFL. There's no one that's watching Jahmyr Gibbs run a touchdown in. There's nothing
I bet we could do it in 4 text messages.
Yeah, you're a
we
couple
could-
degrees.
He texts,
Definitely
Pat
get
Beverly.
Jahmyr Gibbs on the
Pat
phone.
Bev
Promise
first
you
text.
we could not.
Pat is going to text Benjamin Netanyahu, right?
Yeah, yep, exactly.
And then
BB's going to reach
Jahmyr
out
Gibbs
to
is a
Goodell.
superstar.
Yeah.
And then Goodell will just plug you right in with
He's
Gibbs.
a superstar, and there's no one at Barstool that's connected with Jahmyr Gibbs.
I bet
That's
you,
why.
Big Cat, they'll probably have Jahmyr Gibbs on Pardon My Take any day. And if you find a way to get to Chicago on that day, boom, solved.
I bet Will Compton has his number
Jahmyr Gibbs?
because they have
Oh, look how
Bijan
giddy he
Robinson.
got when he just said that.
Jahmyr get who?
He's got Jameer's number. Are you
What is
serious?
it?
I don't know. I've been going through. I've been
We're
going
talking
through.
about Jahmyr Gibbs here,
I've
right?
been
Yeah,
going
yeah.
through a big running back phase where I feel like I used to.
It sounds like you're dating him.
I used to think that wide receivers were like the coolest players in the NFL, and then like quarterbacks, obviously. And now I'm like, I'm all about running.
Well,
backs.
somebody actually tweeted out on how many of them switched teams and
Yeah.
how differently the teams were
I
affected.
saw that.
Yeah.
Like the point being, like running backs are actually doing
Dude, running backs.
Super valuable.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if Derrick Henry walked in here right now, I would be like, but then also like,
Saquon?
no, because we already saw Saquon. Like in my head, I've already met Saquon
Because you saw him
because he ran right by us
at the Nittany Lion
at the
statue.
Nittany Lion statue. So it's like, and even then I was like, that was pretty cool. But I was like, whatever.
Dude,
And also like, I don't really want to meet anyone on the Eagles because I feel like those guys are all like hotheads. Like they're all like I'm the best. If I could meet anyone on the Eagles, easily Saquon.
I can't believe Jahmyr Gibbs is your fucking guy.
I think it's just because he's my favorite player in the.
That's such a random fucking selection of
I know.
of a person. He probably wasn't on Part of My Take because like he wasn't until this year big enough to go on Part of My Take.
Yeah, I don't know. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamar Chase would definitely be up there.
What about like pop stars or something? Do any of those people would any of them like? I think if I saw Sabrina Carpenter right now, my eyes might pop out of my head.
Yeah, I can't relate to that at all. If I saw Sabrina Carpenter, I'd be like, oh, this is Sabrina. I've thought about this, like someone, and again, we're going back to someone that you would be shocked to see.
That I'm saying, I'd be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked to see Taylor Swift. I feel like she's in New York every other weekend.
Mine, Eminem.
Yeah,
that's a decent answer.
If you were just out,
I think
if
that's
you were
a
just
decent
out and about,
answer.
and you were like, holy shit. That's
yeah, but wait
Eminem.
until he's like, we're gonna go to Super Bowl. Eminem's doing the halftime show.
Yeah.
He's hanging out with Tom Brady.
I'm Not Afraid comes on. I walked in.
Yeah.
By the
I'm
way,
not
if you
afraid.
meet Eminem,
I only have
you
one
hit it off
shot.
with him, you can definitely meet Jahmyr
I
Gibbs.
could definitely. That's the
through Eminem.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
Yeah.
once you
Detroit
meet
connection.
Jahmyr
Yeah.
Gibbs,
Yeah, we're building it.
maybe you're closer to Eminem.
Yeah.
They're
I think
both-
it goes. I
yeah,
think it goes the other
ladder's
way.
good.
Jameer's easier to meet, probably.
Yes,
I
exactly.
was in LA many years ago, and I was doing this like career exploration thing that I had applied for, and it was some bullshit thing. I was in college, and we went to an agency. We went to CAA, their headquarters, just to go, hear a panel of agents kind of talk to. We were students, and we were in the lobby, and Sean Penn was walking out the door and walked right by me and stared at me the whole time.
Yeah.
And I stood, and I remember feeling that my mouth was open.
Whoa.
And I was just like looking at him, and he was looking at me as if to say, "You're fucking right. I am who I am."
Yeah.
And that effect of me being frozen will forever stay with me.
I saw some of the super famous guys will do that. I saw TikTok. Tom Cruise was on the subway and he had like a hat on, but one girl could tell it was him from the angle, and he just like winked at her kind of a thing. And then I think he let her take a picture or something, but without like, he was like, don't tell everyone who I am.
Yeah.
But
that
it's
makes
like
sense.
the super famous guys will give you a little.
Why was Tom
face.
Cruise?
He
on
was
the
doing
subway,
it
though?
so he would get recognized, or to be like, I'm a fucking normal guy just like everybody else.
Yeah.
I've run into Louis 3 times in the city.
Oh,
No
that's
joke.
awesome.
That's not an exaggeration.
Damn.
And the first time I was walking out of a coffee shop, I had my coffee in my hand and he was coming up the steps. I think I've told this story, with his little daughter. And I held the door for him and he goes, thank you. And I went like this. That's all I did. I raised my cup and he went, and that was it. It was an acknowledgement. I know who you are.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
And him, I think this was my subtext reading, which was, thank you for not making a thing of this.
Sure.
Yeah, I got this happened. This is not my story, and I'm not going to say the person's name who it happened to, but this is pretty funny. One of my friends, a comedian who has met Louis a couple times, was getting a haircut, and he was like in the barber chair getting a haircut, and then Louis walked in, and he turned around, he went, "Hey, Louis," and then Louis turned around and left. This was like this week, and he texted me. He was like, "I'm fucking done, dude." He was like, "I fucked up so bad."
Wait, this just happened this week?
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, you can't do that.
It's so brutal.
He's been clear in interviews. He doesn't like taking
doesn't like
pictures and
when
doesn't like
being
attention and
noticed
all that stuff.
and recognized in New York at all.
He's
Yeah,
like that from the beginning too. Like if you go back and listen to like the old Opie and Anthony stuff, he is like when he was like still like a club comic, people would come up and be like, "Can I get a photo?" And he would be like, "No."
Yeah.
Some people are like that.
I saw Ben Stiller walking down the street right outside. I was in a cafe.
That would be
He
pretty
just
cool.
crossed. That was cool. I'm just trying to think of. I've seen so many celebrities in New York.
Bill Burr was the one for me. I was at the stand and I knew Bill Burr was there, but I never saw him. And then I was standing at like the bar next to like the pizza, like the kitchen area. I was standing there and I went and I turned and I bumped into someone like pretty hard. And then I turned around and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And it was Bill Burr. And he was like, "Dude, no worries."
He's been in here. I shot something with him.
Yeah. Well, I know. I'm just meant it was
He's more-
crazy to see him.
He's the guy, but that's wrong because he's a guy.
I thought we were
you
just
shouldn't
exchanging
be-
stories of when we ran into
He's
celebrities.
someone
This is
you
just-
shouldn't be
he's getting
excited
fired
to
up.
see. Because that's your Tom Brady times 1,000.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
so
career-wise.
adjacent to us.
If I saw Louis in person, I would shit my pants. I wouldn't know what to say.
So
Well,
I'm
you're
into-
supposed to say nothing.
Yeah, I guess nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess just wink, maybe. That seems to be the move.
I wouldn't even do that.
Say like a password or something like that.
Yeah.
The crow flies at midnight, Mr. CK. Damn.
All right.
Any names you want to drop or anything, or we just spent 10 minutes name dropping on you?
A guy I did who did let me take a photo with him at the airport was Boosie.
Oh,
Boosie
yeah, you told
Badass.
me about that. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that's sick.
I was
Yeah, we
leaving
never-
St. Louis. I did the St. Louis Helium, and then I was on the way out, and it was an early as fuck flight, and I was going through security, and I see him standing there, just decked out with just everything, but they're going through his bag, and he looked so angry,
Yeah.
and I was like, "This is not the time to say hello,
Mr. Badass.
Yeah. So I waited until he got through and then just was like, "Hey man, I'm a fan. I would kill myself if I didn't at least ask." This is exactly what I said.
Yeah.
At least ask for a picture. And he said, "Hurry up, man. I'm in a rush." Even though I would come to find out, I knew he was not in a rush because we were on the same flight. But I didn't call him on that. And he did give me a smile and threw up. I still have the picture on my phone. So I appreciated that he at least, faked it. So
That's hilarious.
that was cool.
I have this bullshit theory in my head that when I meet a celebrity, if I have a good exchange with them,
Yeah.
and don't ask them for a photo,
Uh-huh.
that they will remember that I didn't.
Sure.
and think highly of
That guy was cool.
Yeah, that guy.
I owe him a photo.
I'm going to
now.
chase him down
Yeah,
and
yeah.
offer him work.
Yeah, now suddenly it flips. And
Yeah. And then I'll be like, I'm sorry, I don't.
sir, thank you for not
time.
acknowledging who I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, they're never going to think of me again.
But when you said adjacent, I kind of think the same way. Like meeting a famous comedian to me is not the same as meeting like a Tom Brady. Like
No.
I don't.
Or Sabrina Carpenter. I feel like we're
Well,
kind of glossing over Sabrina.
Because then it's like I want to be in the photo because we did a show together or something. I don't want to be
Yeah.
like a fanboy if we're in the same green room. You know what I
Right,
mean? That
right.
feels
Yeah.
weird.
If Leonardo DiCaprio, I think remains.
that's probably the top
remains the
one.
number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
Without
taking
a
a picture
doubt.
with Leonardo. You're going to ask Leonardo DiCaprio for a picture?
No.
No, I wouldn't. But I'm saying if I saw him,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
would be
Oh,
the Sean
got it,
Penn
got it.
thing times 10.
Yeah, the
Right.
one that me, because I had this conversation with my friends a while ago, and the one that we landed on was Eminem and Leonardo DiCaprio. Would be the ones that you'd be like, why are you even existing?
They don't leave.
in
They
the
don't like
same
leave the
world as
house,
me?
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to
Eminem
reach out,
certainly.
Yeah.
touch them. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, Nick,
Nick, tell us.
talk about the special.
Yeah, man. It's on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, just Nick Murphy Comedy. It's called Live in Tempe. It was shot in Tempe, Arizona, Tempe Improv. Great club. It's a lot of fun. It's half an hour, short and sweet. Some fun jokes. Talk about election shit on there. Talk about retarded. And
It's a great pitch.
there's some fun bits on there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. People seem to be happy with it. I'm happy with how it came out. It looks really nice. It was set up through a couple of mutual contacts that were very good to me, and Michael Yo was the main contact point on there. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's
Yeah.
a comic. Okay.
I don't know who he is. Who is it?
From what he told me, he started out doing Chelsea Lately stuff. He was like a guy they would bring on, Chelsea Handler. Do you know who that is?
Oh, yeah.
He was doing a lot of stuff with her show, and from there decided to get into stand-up comedy and has been rocking out. I think he's like 13 years in or something like that.
That's
he told me. But he put a thing out like a year ago, and that went crazy. So they gave him another one. But he's like the nicest guy in the world. He was like, we got 8 cameras on this thing. I don't want it to just be me. Let's get some other guy. So this guy, Josh Sandoval, who has been paired with us, he hit him up and was like, who do you think we could do? He's like, give Murphy half an hour. So I would do 30 and then Mike would close it with 45, but it was all the same shoot. It was a very cool setup.
So it's going to look sick. 8
It
cameras
looks
is
very sick.
fucking
Yeah, I'm
nuts.
very grateful that they tapped me to do that. So
That's love.
give it a watch. It's a lot of fun. It's doing, solid numbers, I guess, for a guy with no following so far. But I think it could go. And I love your fan base. Every time I do shows with you,
Yeah.
we rock out.
Yeah, I said it in the beginning. If you've ever seen me perform in Atlanta, you've seen Nick as well.
It's the best, dude. The Barstool guys are freaks, but in the best way.
Go check out Nick Murphy Comedy. What's the name of the special? Live from Tempe.
Live in Tempe. Nick
Live in
Murphy,
Tempe.
Live in Tempe. That's the name of it.
How long is your press tour? Where are you going?
You're looking at it, brother.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I was briefly DMing with Kevin. I had mentioned that to you.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that guy's busy as hell, so I don't know. But
Yeah, I have no clue.
do a little KFC radio.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't know.
No, that would definitely be worth it.
No, yeah, worth it to
Great
me.
show.
I don't know if it would be worth it to him.
It
is what I'm
definitely
saying,
would.
you
They're
know?
great, bro.
Well, but he
They're cool about it.
reposted one of my jokes. That's where that started,
Oh,
which
cool.
I was also very grateful for, which was very cool. So, yeah, man, just happy to be here. This is a sick office, man.
How much nicer is that side of the room than this side of the room, though?
Have you guys argued about that? Because
It's
I
already-
wondered
That's
about that as
Francis' side of
well.
the
I mean,
room.
they're like nice, like chairs, I guess.
That's Francis'
but-
set. We're not even allowed to touch it.
Well,
Honestly.
Francis should just sit over there, and he's like the therapist or something for everybody else.
Okay.
And then you guys lay down on the couch.
Yeah.
You know.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That would
I'm
definitely
gonna prescribe you some drugs.
But then you're the therapist that also is taking
One
them
for you,
too.
one for
You
me.
know, it's the Wellbutrin stuff. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, this is awesome, and it's
Yeah.
great
Thanks,
to
Nick.
meet you two. Man.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
It's
Thank
good
you.
to
Nice to meet you
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well, bro.
Thanks, guys.
Good shit. That was fun.
Hell yeah. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Goodbye.